The oxyacids almost always have polyatomic ions with oxygen in them. Okay? Well, oxyacids mean they contain oxygen, but almost always that's because it has a polyatomic ion. So let's look for this polyatomic ion here and name this like an ionic compound. Our rule is the same. We start by naming it like an ionic compound. Okay? So the first part of the name is still going to be hydrogen.
I found it.
Okay, what is it?
Hydrogen sulfate.
Sulfate. So naming it like an ionic compound, we name it hydrogen sulfate. Okay? 8 endings become ic. Okay? 8 endings. We're going to get rid of the 8 ending and we're going to make it an ic ending. Okay? But with oxyacids, we don't just shorten up hydrogen to hydro, we get rid of hydrogen altogether. Okay. Remember, we're going to put that UR back on there because it just makes it sound better. So what's the name of this acid? Sulfuric.
You need that UR?
Yeah, it makes it sound better, doesn't it?
But okay,
Doesn't it sound better than sulfic?
I don't think I like sound. That's not the answer.
Yes.
You'll check it.
Okay, name this acid. Okay, so we name this first like an ionic compound. And what would we call it if it's an ionic compound? Not hydrogen iodine, hydrogen iodate. I probably only ask you for the name of the acid on the test, but if you don't do this in your head or some other way, you're not going to get the right answer.
I do.
I hear you.
Man, when do we have this test?
Probably Thursday. Okay, so if it has a polyatomic ion in it, and the 8 endings and 9 endings tell you there's a polyatomic ion in the formula, okay, we're going to drop the word hydrogen off the front entirely, and we're going to change 8 to ic, and what are we going to call the acid? Iodic acid.
OUS.
Because it's 8 endings that become OUS, 8 endings become ic. Okay. Huh?
Is the H3CO3 the same or is it a different one?
What is it now?
The other example is on the front with the H3CO3.
Oh.
Alkyd acid.
All right, let's try this one.
The reason I was the wrong one.
Hmm?
No, that's still the wrong one. You need to find the polyatomic.
So how do you know when to do it?
You look for it.
I just go in here.
Anytime, what we did when we're doing naming ionic compounds, what we said was anytime you have more than 2 elements, you want to go look for a polyatomic ion. See if you can find it. Anytime you have more than 2 elements in a formula, you're going to look for a polyatomic ion. Yes, it's kind of like a scavenger hunt. You got to go look for it.
What about that 3 negative?
What about the 3 negative?
Is it that Oldsmobile?
That's how the formula got balanced in the first place. So we have to have 3 hydrogens to balance out the 3 negative that was in the phosphite.
His light's like.
We'll get to balancing them back here in a second, okay? All right. All right, so what are we going to change the ending of the word to? O-U-S.
Oh, wait.
Ites become us,
Yeah, I put phosphorus.
okay? But we said with phosphorus and with sulfur, you're going to put that UR-OR back on there. And they're going to drop hydrogen off the front because it has a polyatomic ion.
Asking you, and you couldn't give her a good answer. gave her for that, that was what
I
she
just
thought.
kind of complicated.
And so the name of this acid is
Instead of being complicated acid.
With the complicated what?
Being a complicated acid.
phosphorus acid. Or phosphorus acid is how you pronounce it.
Is there a dinosaur named Phosphorus?
Is there a what name?
A dinosaur.
Not that I'm aware of.
Is that wait,
Dinosaur.
A dinosaur named Phosphorus. I don't know.
wait, Texas or
What?
something like that.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. That's a good question, though.
That's about rhinoceros. Rhinoceros.
Yeah. I don't know. It does sound the same, doesn't it?
No.
Sure it does.
No, it's close.
Rhino, no.
That's not what I was
Tyrannosaurus.
talking about, I think.
No, you don't know.
That's
Come on.
That's a
Okay.
dinosaur though. I was talking about.
All right, I'm going to give you the name. Now you give me the acid, okay? Oxalic acid. Give me the oxalic.
Well, I got it too.
I found it too.
But I'm not, so shut up.
You see your mom?
How, okay, so if it's written like that, how would you know if it's more than 2 elements?
Well, this IC ending, okay, if this were a binary acid, we'd have hydro on the front of the name. So it's not a binary acid. Binary acids always have hydro on the front. So you know this IC ending on a word means that it's a polyatomic ion. And the IC ending always comes from the 8 ending. So we're going to look for oxalate.
I see it.
Okay?
Nigel, get your hands off me.
All right, so we need hydrogens.
Get off of me.
We need oxalate, C2O4.
Oh, man.
What's the charge on the oxalate?
Two negative.
Oxalate.
Two negative.
Two negative.
Two negative.
So, Michelle, how come you need?
What
I have a question.
All acids have hydrogen on them. All the acids we're dealing with have acid.
I got a question.
Even though it's not binary, it's still
That's right. All acids still are going to have hydrogen on the front.
Doesn't exist in this name?
What now?
Hydrogen doesn't exist in this?
No, because it came from polyatomic ion. Polyatomic acid with polyatomic ions, oxyacids. We don't have hydrogen in the front. We've been dropping hydrogen off the front.
I'm saying, when we're going back, reversing it,
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't it be hydrogen oxalate?
Okay, yeah, you're right. So we call it hydrogen
That's what I had.
oxalate. That'd be like the naming it like an ionic compound.
Okay, so it'd be H, would it be HC or H2C?
It'd be H2. So hang on one second. So naming it like an ionic compound would be hydrogen oxalate. The hydrogen is going to have a 1 plus charge. To balance it out, we got a 1 plus and a 2 negative. We need to know what coefficients to put in front of it so that we can have the charges cancel each other out, become a 0. Put a 2 here and a 1 here. That means I need 2 of these. Add them together, and we get H2C2O. I kind of squeezed, don't have it over the room, but it's H2C2O4, oxalic acid. Because you got an alternative form down here. No, you don't have to. All right. Do we need to name another?
No.
Yes.
No.
All right, I'm hearing a little bit of both.
So what's that right there?
What's what?
Do one more.
That's another way of writing this acid formula because we've got another form of the polyatomic ion. Okay, you don't have to do that. Don't worry about it. Another complicated one? Yeah, I'll give you a complicated one.
Well, that one was kind of complicated.
Okay.
Oh, gosh. Now.
Shut up. You can quit right now. You ain't gonna do it.
Okay, tartric acid.
I feel like we drink a lot of glasses.
Tartric. Hmm? Now, after a while, it stops being seemingly complicated because it's kind of the same thing over and over again. All right. Okay. Okay, so going back through the steps, tartric, there's no hydro in the front. Tartric means we have a polyatomic ion with an 8 ending. And it's an acid, so hydrogen, it goes in the front of the ionic name, hydrogen tartrate. Okay? And so hydrogen on an acid is H+. Tartrate on the list of polyatomic ions is C4H4O6, 2 negative. So we got a hydrogen that has a 1+ charge, a tartrate with a 2 negative charge. I need 2 of the 1+ charges and 1 of the 2 negative charges to make this equal 0. So I need 2 hydrogen ions. Put it together. Get H subscript 2, C4O4, I'm sorry, C4H4O6. Should be an H4 there instead of an O4.
Is that what we need to name out of this? Can you give us?
What do you think?
I'm not talking
What
to
do
you.
you think?
That's what I think.
Use your common sense.
Am I talking to you?
I'm just saying.
That's what I think.
I'm informing you.
Shut up.
Okay.
Like I was saying, man.
What's your question?
What do we need to write?
If I give you this name and you can write that formula from it without doing all the other stuff, that's okay. But I would recommend that you not try to skip steps at this point in time. Highly recommend that you not try to skip steps.
What do you mean by skipping steps?
Well, some people might be able to name this or look at the name and write the formula. I'm suggesting that at this point in time, that's a really easy way to make a big mistake on a test. If you show me all the work and you get the name wrong, then you could get partial credit.
I mean, how would they mess up just by like not doing hydrogen 2 or something like that?
I mean, I get a lot of strange, sort of seemingly strange answers to me. Okay?
Is today, I mean, this will be on the report cards.
Yeah, with this test will be on the report card, yes. Well, and there's no, oh, let me say this, guys, this is important to know, because we're so close to midterm, there's, on this next test, there will not be an opportunity to do a makeup. We are so close to report cards coming out that I don't have time to grade makeups on this coming test.
Oh my God.
Okay?
Give us that website and do that.
Okay. Alrighty then. That's all you need to know about acids. Okay? Are we okay with acids now?
Can we start on this?
Huh?
Can we start on this?
I got some more material to cover. The test is on Thursday.
See, you sound hard like earlier than 9:49.
Real, but you gave it
Because last time, I
They
was
all already
ready
wrong.
to
You can't give us a
I was
drink.
doing it at the moment.
Oh yeah, I can. Don't tell me I can't.
I can't even listen to English
I just
no
want to
more.
know why we have
It's
that.
not legal to get home.